trilogy, you made the prequels, right? The
Yep.
original trilogy was like everyone loved it, and the prequels, a lot of people love prequels. They're great, but I just hate how people say that original is better than prequels. Well, I wouldn't agree. I would not agree, but all of these fans say that original is better.
I agree.
But and then someone's offering you like billions for you to like sell Star Wars.
Nah,
Like
I wouldn't.
obviously you're gonna say yes.
No, Star Wars probably made 1 billion by itself.
They did not make as much as Disney offered. Disney offered way over.
This is why Nickelodeon's better.
Yeah, and they absolutely obliterated they absolutely obliterated the Star Wars. They started making sequels and they were horrendous. One after another, they were absolutely the worst thing ever created. They were so bad. You know what's other reason for them to be so bad?
What?
Some people would say that some people are say because the main character is woman, but they're wrong. It's
That's
because
so
the plot.
sexy.
Yeah, but people say that it's sexist, but that's not true. Even though Rey is a pretty bad character, I will explain why, but still, it's not true. She's not that bad. Okay? She would be fine as a main character if you rewrite a couple of things and she'll be perfect. But the biggest problem is the plot is literally like the same thing as original trilogy. They're going to blow up the Star Killer. Star Killer is the same as Death Star. They made a new orange robot. I forgot what the name was. Like the main robot in these trilogy. It's the same thing as like C3PO and R2D2. They were copying everything.
So they were unoriginal.
Yes, they were so unoriginal. That's why everyone hates sequels. The only good thing they have is graphics. That's it. Nothing else. Only graphics. Everything else is horrible. Like you can sit there for hours talk about how horrible the sequels is. It was such a foul. Everyone hated, including me.
Did that did that sequel get you pressed?
Yeah, it got me pressed. I was so mad when it came out. I was like, this is just some, and you know what Disney ruined? Disney ruined the most, by far, the most important thing in Star Wars. Lightsaber duels. Lightsaber duels. They completely ruined them. The
They,
lightsaber duels, the lightsaber duels in sequels don't make any sense.
why what did it?
So, if you look first, is the worst one is of course Rey versus Kylo Ren. When Rey, the first time she ever uses lightsaber, and she defeats Kylo Ren, who is like that is
The
the most
best.
insane thing. Because Star Wars teaches you that you have to practice a lot with lightsaber. You don't just get good for no reason. Like that's not how it works. That's not how a weapon works. Like if I give you a sword, yeah, right? I give you a
Yep.
sword. You never fought with a sword before, which you didn't.
Yes, I have.
Or I. Okay, I'll give myself an example because I don't know about you. So wait, hold on. Let me look. This kid just ruined for me everything. Thank you. Wait, hold
I
on.
got one.
Let me finish it. Okay, fine. I can talk. So, let's say for example, me, I have never used a sword to fight before. Like I don't know how to fight with a sword. I'm just gonna you know.
You
I don't know
never
how
used
you
a
act.
knife.
You don't understand. Everyone can swing, but how do you like when you're good at it? So I would just be swinging all around, right?
Like a
And then
grandmaster.
no, I'm horrible. Like I've never swinged before, right? No, not never swing. I just don't know how to use a sword properly, right? I'm just swinging it. And
Yep.
then here you see up against you a knight who fought like who used a sword for like 20 years and was taught by like masters, like the best swordsman in the world, was taught so much in sword dueling, and I beat him. That is the comparison. That is the comparison that Rey versus Kylo Ren. Because Kylo Ren was taught by Luke Skywalker, the best duelist in galaxy, I would say. At that time. At that time he was the best. And he taught him like the force, the way of the force, how do you swing the lightsaber, everything like that, right? Not how do you, it's not really how you swing the lightsaber. I would say properly how do you fight with it, like how do you duel correctly. It's just really hard to learn. It takes years, lots of practice, right? And then also after that, Kylo Ren went to dark side, and he was taught by Sith. Their Sith are like also could be on the same level as Luke, as good in lightsaber. They're really good at lightsaber dueling. So he learns the good side and the bad, the dark and the light side of the Force, right? And this monster, Kylo Ren, was like super skillful, goes up against a person who never fought with lightsaber, and he loses. Dude,
I think
Ray, that is not how it works. That is just so ridiculous.
maybe he just got better.
No, he lost. Kylo Ren lost. He got obliterated against her. I mean, not obliterated, but he lost like hard loss.
So the person he was fighting never used a sword.
Yes, never used a lightsaber. I just used the sword for reference. But she never used a lightsaber before, and
So it was fake.
yeah. I mean, that was just so horrible. That's not how Star Wars universe works. That was the war. That was literally the worst lightsaber duel ever I've seen. When I saw that, I was furious. When Disney did this,
Would you say you were transforming into an
I'm gonna
alpha?
lose the game. I'm gonna lose the game. I'm gonna lose the game. Omar. I just Omar lock
Oh
in.
my goodness. Oh shit, we gotta. Oh shit. Over!
I'm getting knocked.
No, no, we got it. We're good. We're good.
I'm not good. Go, go.
Yes, sir. No! I was. Oh, wait.
I made it. Oh my god. I would. I almost lost there.
Albert, you
Yeah.
have more frowns than me.
Okay. But I still think you're better at Fall Guys than me.
You only
What do you
have one
think?
more frown than me.
Oh, okay. How do you
I have,
know?
cause if wait, let me see.
How can
What?
you see my crowns? You're a god or
Oh,
something?
click. What is it? Tab.
I can't click tab. It's not. Oh, because it's in the. Yeah, let me click tab. Where am I screen sharing or something?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Click
let me
tab.
click
Yeah, you can
tab.
see it.
Wow, and you can see all of the crowns.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, where are you, Omar? Where are you? How many do you have?
I have
You have
23.
19. You have 19.
No.
Yes, you do. You have 19.
23.
You have 19
What does it
crowns.
say on your head?
24.
I have 23.
You have 19. Look.
What did you
Am I
say?
tripping? It says 19.
Mike Wazowski. Oh shit.
I'm him at this one. Like you can't defeat me in this one.
Same.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna if I start talking, I'm gonna lose. All right. So let me not talk because I
Look at
don't
Mike
want to
Wazowski.
lose. It will be pretty embarrassing if I start talking and I lose this game.
Mike Wazowski is literally carrying me. Oh.
Literally, and not literally. Like he's carrying the game, and here's carrying you. That's so funny to dodge,
Oh!
dodge. I dodged that one. Nice.
Clutch moments. Oh, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
I like how I just didn't move at all, and it went like right near me. That was such a horror moment. Like it was like a millimeter away from me.
We win. Wazowski's carriage.
Yeah, okay. Well, oh, but when I click tab, it says 23. Like, it says, okay, when I click tab while I'm playing, it says 19 on your head. But when I click tab and like you see where like next to your name there's like a Patrick Home, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Home, and right next to it says 19. I mean 2023. It says 23. That is so weird. Why is it, dude? Oh no, we're gonna lose this.
Exactly.
How do you win this game?
Wait, what is this? Oh,
Oh no,
don't.
we're so cooked. This is the
It's
hardest
flag.
one.
It's
This is the
flag.
hardest one by far. You have to watch out for the. Okay, he's knocking the yellow one.
Oh my goodness. All we gotta do is stand still, okay?
No, you're not. You're supposed to look for these things. Where do
You
they go?
fucking bitch!
They go for
Yo!
me. Nope.
Oh, he knocked him off.
Go. Where? Tell me. Left,
Yo,
right, like where?
wait, stay.
He's
No, no,
knocking
no.
it.
Oh my goodness. Stay with them, stay with them.
Yeah, I go here. I'm chill.
Oh my goodness.
He goes here. Jump. Go. Jump. No, it's this kid. It's this stupid kid.
Yeah.
This purple guy killed me.
What even is that from?
This is from Emotions.
Inside Out?
Yeah, Inside Out. This is that purple guy. I
Are you
think it's
fucking
Fear.
serious?
Yeah, I hate this guy. Oh my goodness, he's such a he's just an idiot. I survived the first time, but then I made a mistake. You know why? Because I went the same way where he was pushing me. He was pushing me towards the water, and I went towards the water because I was about to jump. And when I was jumping, he grabbed me, and I died because this guy literally grabbed me in the perfect moment. This is so ridiculous.
Bro, like, I
Anyway.
died because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now I'm not gonna be paying attention because I'm just gonna start talking. All right. So what happens is, like I was talking in Star Wars in these sequels, that was the most ridiculous. And then after Ray got training, after Ray and Kylo Ren teamed up, right? And they were fighting against the Red Guards. And
Yeah.
that was also a horrible scene because if you look, like if you actually look at the fight, it does not look natural. Some of the guards just doing some weird stuff. Some of them just standing still. Some of
What?
them are like some
In
of
the
them like
Disney?
not really hitting. Like Disney ruined the guard fight. It was so bad. Like literally. Like
Yeah,
you know
but
how
Disney
dude, you
ruins
know how
everything.
like I admit that that in that George Lucas made a little bit like sometimes he made like bad fights. Like for example, the Mace window, but I'll explain why. But it was a little bit bad, but still it was fine. But nowhere close to what Disney did. Like for example, the only problem with prequels was when in Mace Window fight where Palpatine just one shot at like two guys and then two shot at the other one. Like that was pretty bad.
Yeah, but
Um,
you gotta also remember Disney does it for kids.
wait, I'm gonna get the first place.
Second.
Oh no, I got second.
I'm third.
I'm second, by the way. Wow,
I'm third.
I got 31 points. Wow. All right. So because he went left and I went right, and the left side was correct. He was right. You're supposed to go the left side. Um, like I wasn't even like paying attention. I was just going forward. That's crazy. That's like when I saw that I was first, I was like, oh, I have to lock in. Okay, that's just. And then they make Acolyte. Like, okay, if you have to ask me, what is the greatest show that Disney ever made? A lot of people would say Rogue One.
No. Bizarre Dark.
What? Repeat that? Did I
Or
hear you?
or iCarly.
That's not Star Wars.
Oh, you said Disney.
Oh, the best Star Wars thing that Disney ever made, because there's Lucas.
Oh,
Yeah, the best thing that the best show that Disney made. Obviously, they made like a really good shows that are much better than Star Wars for sure. Uh, I'm not even doubting that. But I guess you just understood me wrong. Okay. Well,
I thought
so what do you think is the best thing that Disney made for Star Wars?
um Lego.
Okay,
Ugh.
okay, we can stop on this one. It's fine. It's
The
fine. It's fine.
Spider-Man, bro. Bro, they ruined, they ruined, Spider-Man, bro. Disney ruined
Like,
Spider-Man. They made that shit like it's for like
I got gold.
2-year-old
Nice.
kids.
Oh,
It doesn't even look like Spider-Man either.
like, dude, there's rare. Okay, like, oh my goodness, they also released Skeleton Crew that is show for kids. And you know what? It wasn't. It wasn't even that bad. It's just a show for kids, and it was even a like it was not bad. It was not bad. It's just a show for kids. I think that they did. There weren't like so many moments that I hated. Like I think it was okay. Oh no. There's one moment that I hate in there in Skeleton Crew. There is one. There is one moment that had to ruin everything.
What?
Like I know it's a minor moment, but it just kills me. In Skeleton Crew, when in the beginning of the show, they go to, you can see in the planet they have a normal life, like you can see the kids' life in that planet, and they are literally, these kids are literally driving a school bus to school. Buddy, what? This is a Star Wars. Are you insane? This is not real life. This is Star Wars. They have technology, million times surpassing our technology. And you're telling me that with such a great technology, kids are still riding a school bus to school. Buddy, what?
Albert. Not
School
everyone.
bus?
Not everyone's rich, Albert.
Buddy, they literally have flying cars in Star Wars. Flying cars. And they have school bus. Like, have they watched prequels? Like, that is absolutely ridiculous.
Not everyone's rich, Albert.
That is so ridiculous.
They came from the trenches.
School bus. It's just killed me. Oh, also, you know what was really funny? What I loved
What?
that that this scene is like it really similar to real world. Can you hold me? You know what? Can I have H, please? Can I please? Thank you. Oh no, you hold me. Yeah, thank you. Because I want to talk. Carry me over. So, all right. So what happens is there was one scene that is really similar to real life, but it was done so well. For example, office jobs. It was kind of like funny how I found it out that there was a scene where a man was like going to an office job, and there was like 10, like probably hundreds of like tables where it's not really tables, but like like a office place where there was a bunch of where there was a bunch of people just working in the office job, and I was like, I mean, it didn't it was I would have said that, oh, it's bad because it looks similar to real world, but it was done pretty good. Like the tables looked,
Realistic.
technological. Yeah. No, like the Empire style. That's why I loved it because
Empire
it was
State Building.
no Empire, the Star Wars Empire style. Like
Oh,
because the Empire style, they have the buildings like built in white and everything. They have everything white and then like technological and stuff, tech. And it was really good design. That's why I liked it. But I didn't like the school bus because it literally looked like the real life school bus. But it's such a minor things. Like they don't really matter that much. But the yeah. What else do you to say? Let me tell you about Qui-Gon Jinn. Why he's my favorite character. He's my
no!
favorite. He's my favorite character because he was really really good. He was only in one movie because he died at the end of the movie. But why he was good? Because when he found Anakin and like he found out about um him being a Jedi and him being like by far Anakin was like the had the strongest force out of all Jedis. He literally had more midichlorians than Yoda. But that doesn't mean he's gonna be the strongest Jedi because dueling is what matters
What
the most.
what is metachlorian?
Midichlorian is like thing that a genetic thing in your code that is random. Like you few people in the galaxy have it. Like few. It's really random. You either have it or you don't. Even if like most likely someone in your family tree had to have midichlorians a lot so for you to have it, but it's really random. You get it random. But
So it's real.
if your parents have midichlorians, then you get midichlorians. But sometimes it could happen even if like someone yeah, usually it happens when someone from your parents had metachlorians or random chance that you have a lot of metachlorians. If you
Do you
have a
have
lot
some?
of if you have a lot of metachlorians, you literally unlock telekinesis. What that means you can move objects with your with force.
That's not.
The
That's
more
not what it
metachlorian,
is.
the more
That's not
metachlorians you have,
telekinesis.
telekinesis, you can lift up an object without touching it, like by force.
No, that's when you can tell what someone's thinking.
What do you mean? Okay, that's not. Okay, that's not the. I don't know what you're talking about. Metachlorians, that's what it is. You can move objects with force, and yeah, and
You can do that.
Anakin had the most metachlorians. He was the chosen one. So Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan found the chosen one. And why Qui-Gon was the best? Because he was the best Jedi because he had the best philosophy. He was a pretty good Jedi. Like I would say if I had to rank him from like 1 through 10 by his Jedi skills is like a 7. But still, um maybe he wasn't the best, the most he wasn't the most Qui-Gon Jinn wasn't the most skillful Jedi. He was pretty skillful, but the best thing was his philosophy that he believed in like a perfect Jedi way that you're supposed to like be peaceful. Well, that's what Jedis do, but he was very wise.
Z
And
big like
he was
Kyle.
literally the perfect teacher for Anakin because Anakin was really you know Yoda pointed out that Anakin was